Welcome to Hey, It's Carly Rae's Book Club. This is Book Hour, where authors will talk their latest novels, reveal their writing process, and play some fun book games. I'm your host, Carly Rae. Today we have New York Times bestselling author Melissa de la Cruz. We're going to be talking about her new middle grade novel, Never After, The 13th Fairy, why she wanted to base the first installment on Sleeping Beauty, how she came up with the gripping cover art, and find out if we can expect this Never After series to have as many books as her Blue Blood series. Plus, we're going to see if Melissa would rather have the same phone forever or the same haircut forever. We'll jump in right after this. Hello, Melissa. Tell us where you're joining us from.
Hi, Carly. This is my home office in Los Angeles.
And you just got back from Hawaii?
Yes, I did. I'm still very tan. I hope you can tell.
Yes. Well, I'm so excited to have you back on Book Hour, and this time talk about your latest novel, Never After, The 13th Fairy, Pictured Here. Tell viewers more about what they can expect from this novel.
So Never After is a fairy tale retelling. I discovered after writing the last Descendants books that I wasn't quite done with fairy tales. I still had more to say. And I was doing some research and I discovered that the original story of Sleeping Beauty doesn't end with the prince kissing Sleeping Beauty awake and having, a happily ever after. There's actually a part 2, and it involves an ogre mother-in-law, bloodshed, death, murder, the prince blackmailed. It's just this really sad, awful, tragic ending. And I thought, oh my God, nobody even knows about that. And I thought, what if the evil fairy who cursed Sleeping Beauty wasn't evil at all? And the protagonist of the story is 12-year-old Philomena, who's a big fan of the Never After books. And on the day that the 13th and final book is going to be published, she discovers it is actually not available in the store. And so she goes home really dejected and disappointed, as all as book fans would be if a book in a series that we were following was not published. And instead of reading the 13th book, she actually finds herself in the pages of the book. And so it's kind of a fun reality fairy tale kind of mashup.
Yeah. Now, why did you decide to start off this series with Sleeping Beauty?
I guess I've always liked the story of Sleeping Beauty, and I've always been drawn to it. I think it's my favorite fairy tale. And like I said, when I discovered that there was kind of a part 2 to it, I thought that was really interesting. And then I also discovered that the ballet Sleeping Beauty by Tchaikovsky was not based on the Grimm fairy tale. It's its own story. So I thought that was really interesting. And I incorporated parts of that story into my story as well. I think there's just something really powerful about that, about, this little tiny baby and this like evil fairy, before you've even, grown up or done anything, somebody's already out to get you. I thought that was really interesting.
Now, in your interview with Publishers Weekly, you said Never After sprang from your love of fairy tales and toying with this idea of a book fan discovering that the series is real. You went on to say it was pitched many times to your editors over the years, but was never quite right. How did you twist this Never After series to make it exactly as you pictured?
It started out as a YA novel, completely different. It didn't even have a Sleeping Beauty, attached to it. It was an idea that came from reading Us Weekly magazine. And in Us Weekly, there was a photo of Kit Harington and Rose Leslie. And they are the actors who played Jon Snow and Ygritte on Game of Thrones. So in Game of Thrones, in the book and on the TV show, it's a very sad, tragic ending where Ygritte dies, and that's Jon Snow's true love, and it's so sad, and you really feel for them. And I was just filled with joy seeing a photograph of them together on their wedding day. And I thought, oh my God, in this alternate universe, Jon Snow and Ygritte are totally doing fine. And I thought, oh, what if I did something with that? So I tried to write kind of a YA proposal based on that idea, where the actors and the characters, kind of their stories kind of mesh, and it didn't quite work. It wasn't quite, coming together. And so I kind of put that aside, but that was the first, kind of instance of that idea kind of developing. And then I thought, okay, what if it's middle grade? And, and that's where it was the book fan and reality into fantasy, joined that fantasy world. And I showed it to my agent, and he said, it just still needs something else. It just needs one more layer. And I thought, okay, let me think about it. And I thought about it for a couple more months. And then I saw him again at Christmas for a Christmas dinner. And I said, what if it was, in a fairy tale? And he was like, bingo. And I said, oh my God, this is perfect. And like right there, I had the idea for the title. I was like, it's called Never After, and it's based on Sleeping Beauty. And he was like, let's do it. And we basically sold it, a week later. So I was really, really happy. It took about 3 years and a week, as things always do.
Now, there are 19 books, including spin-offs in your Blue Blood series. Can we expect that many books in Never After?
I always have big ambitions for a series. Blue Bloods, definitely I thought I would write that for the rest of my life. And, turns out I'm not too wrong, because we have Blue Bloods: The Return coming back. I'm writing that now, and it's coming out, I think, in 2022. For Never After, but with Blue Bloods, even though I had this huge arc and this huge, kind of idea of how many books it would be, they actually bought them 2 at a time. So it's not like they bought all 19 books at one go. They bought them, 2 at a time. And so that's kind of the same with Never After. They kind of buy them, 2 at a time. So right now, I don't really know how many books. I have a vague idea. And usually what happens is when they buy 2 at a time, they say, this is the last one. So then you can kind of plan the ending, it is kind of a game. It's a dance. It's how well the readers react to the books and how well the publishers feel about the series, so you see a lot of readers being disappointed when a series doesn't take off. And it's like, it's actually not really my fault. I didn't cancel it. Somebody else did. I'd love to keep writing all my canceled series.
Now, in the Never After series, are they going to be like based on different fairy tales, or are you going to bring back the characters?
They're going to be based on different fairy tales, but there's a core character, kind of the core 4 who are going to be in all the books.
Okay. Now, the cover of this novel is great and really grabs a reader. Were you involved in the design process?
Yes, I was. We actually had a more whimsical, very beautiful fairy tale cover that we all loved, and I actually loved a lot, and my editor did too. And you go and you show it to the sales team, and they're like, eh. I'm like, oh, we can't have that cover. But then, they thought something iconic like this, very vibrant, and you really can see it across the room. I kind of told them, they asked me, what do you think we can use? And I thought maybe a lamp, the vines, a treasure chest, so I kind of give them ideas, and then they do the visuals. So yeah.
Well, you heard Melissa talk all things Never After the 13th Fairy. We'll be right back to find out more about Melissa's writing process when she is working on a solo novel. Welcome back to Book Hour. I'm your host, CarlyRae, here with New York Times bestselling author Melissa de Cruz. Now, Melissa, on your Book Hour episode with your co-writer, Margaret Stoll, we heard about how you craft your novels when you have a partner. I'm curious to know if when writing a novel by yourself, if you followed the same formula of outlining and writing.
Yeah, pretty much. I kind of have one process. And when I collaborate, I just kind of move them into the process. And when I don't collaborate, it's just me. I always think about my books for a long time before I even write anything. So I'll have ideas, that have been brewing for like 10 years in my mind that I finally will write. And then I usually write a little synopsis, and then I write a full outline. And then from the outline, I start writing 100 pages. And then I see whether I like the 100 pages, should I change the outline? Should I rewrite the outline? Usually I have to rewrite the outline a little bit, from what I've written. And then I just kind of keep going. I write a pretty complete first draft. I know some writers write 0 drafts that are very messy. I don't really do that because I kind of think about the book as a whole from the beginning. So, they're pretty polished and pretty complete. And then I go back but even though I say that, there's a lot of books that still need a lot of rewriting. Even after that, I think something in between, I rewrote that ending maybe, 20 times. It was a lot. With Never After, I rewrote this a lot too. I was trying to really figure out the story, and there's no other way but through, as my editor used to say. It's the process. You've got to kind of think through it and write through it.
Yeah. Well, one of your most noteworthy series is Descendants, which is now a major Disney franchise. We saw in one of the photos you on set with Dove Cameron. Were you involved in the adaptation from book to movie?
It was a multi-platform project, so we were all kind of involved from the beginning. The book was kind of conceived at the same time as the movie, as the video game, as the animated short, so we all kind of had to work together. It was really fun. We got to go on set, and my editor and I got to meet Dove and all the actors, and Kenny Ortega, who's the director. It was a lot of fun. Those really young people are so talented, and it was cool to see everything made, and all the sets and stuff, Aradon and the Isle of the Lost.
Yeah. Now, do you get exclusive behind the scenes look at the Disney, anything they do with Disney Descendants?
Yes, I do.
Now, what is your favorite? What did you say?
It's quite fun.
Yeah. Now, what is your favorite part about being an author?
I think writing the books is the most fun. I mean, really entertaining yourself and kind of cackling, when it's going well, and I can feel, the writing is just really fun, and I'm just having, so much fun with words and the story and the characters, and if I'm laughing, I write to entertain myself. So I think that, will never really change. I mean, you got to enjoy the writing. You got to enjoy telling a story and trying to figure it out. I like the puzzles, trying to figure out the plot, trying to figure out how everything fits. And it's really kind of like a brain game. So it's fun.
Yeah. Now, you do write in a lot of different genres. So how many hours a day do you think you spend on writing?
There's never really a set schedule. Before I was a mom, I'd already written about 15 books, and I would work at night. And, I was a huge procrastinator. Like, I wouldn't do any work until 5 p.m. And it would be 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. was, kind of my schedule. And I really had to change the way I worked when I had a kid, because I had to be up in the morning. I couldn't just sleep in and then work at night. So that was a really hard, change, because I really enjoyed the quiet of the night and the quiet of working and being awake at night. I also used to smoke, so it'd be smoking and writing. And now I don't smoke, and I have a kid. I work in the morning. So now I kind of work best in the early morning. So probably around 7 a.m. to about lunch. And then after lunch, I kind of am dead. I have a food coma. And I also like to run errands and do all that stuff. I've discovered it's easier to work when you feel like working. Like, instead of sitting in front of your computer and trying to make it happen and just, doom scrolling on Twitter or something. If I'm doing that, I'm like, I could be more productive. I could, go to the gym or go run errands or something. And then I work at night as well. I kind of get another burst of energy around 7 p.m. to about 10, depending on when dinner is. And that's kind of my schedule when I'm not on deadline. When I'm on deadline, all bets are off and I'm just home, and I work about 18-hour days just trying to get that book done.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. We'll be right back to play Game Time with Melissa.
Oh, wow. Is that pumpkin spice?
No, it's actually Fire Department Coffee's Harvest Blend. We don't do pumpkin spice.
Wait, you don't do pumpkin spice?
No, you know what? If you want pumpkin spice, go ahead and hit that button right there. Hey, by the way, do you like classical music? There you go. There's your pumpkin spice. Have a great day.
Welcome back. It is game time. Melissa, the first game we're going to play is Would You Rather? I'm going to ask you questions from improv.com and you're going to answer them.
Okay.
All right. The first question is, would you rather have the same phone forever or the same haircut forever?
I think I'd rather have the same haircut forever. I probably already do, so that's totally easy for me.
Number 2, would you rather meet your favorite fictional character or your favorite musician?
I think maybe my favorite, I was going to say my favorite fictional character, but then I thought, oh my God, I get to meet John Taylor from Duran Duran. So yeah, him.
Number 3, would you rather always know what time it is or always have the exact change?
Oh, I think I'd rather always know what time it is. Definitely.
Number 4, would you rather be a brilliant scientist or a world famous painter?
World famous painter for sure.
Would you rather only drink water or never eat a cookie again?
So I don't get to any water if I have the cookie? Like I can't have any water? Okay. I'm not a sweet tooth, so I'm gonna choose water.
Well, that concludes our Would You Rather game. Next, we are going to play Disney Edition Guess the Movie Quotes. So I'm going to read you movie quotes from famous Disney movies, and you're going to answer and see if you know which movie they're from.
All right.
All right. The first one is, the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of them all.
And it's just the animated movies, right?
This one got turned into like a bit like one of the bigger movies.
Okay. All right. Maleficent? Is it
No,
Maleficent?
it came out on Disney Plus.
Oh, it came out on Disney Plus. Oh, Mulan.
Yes.
That was my first instinct. I actually thought about Mulan first. I always have to go with my first instinct. All right.
All right. The second one. I'm a damsel. I'm a damsel in distress. I can handle this. Have a nice day.
Tangled?
No, Hercules.
Oh, Hercules. That's right. That came out in the 90s. That was after my Disney, I had to watch that before Descendants, on my own. I actually didn't see it in the theaters, so.
Yeah. All right. This one just got turned into one of their bigger movies as well. The quote is, the past can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it.
What just came out on Disney Plus?
It was like a few months ago. It was before Milan.
It was before Mulan. What was their big movie?
And Beyonce sang a song in it.
Oh, Lion King.
Yes. All right. Number 4. Our fate lives within us. You can only have to be brave enough to see it.
Our fate lives within us.
You only have to be brave enough to see it.
Yeah, that I know that one. That's really, I can see the wise old lady who says that, I think.
She has orange hair.
She has orange hair?
Like long, reddish orange hair.
Long, reddish orange hair. Not Ariel.
No.
No. Not Brave. No. Brave? That's
Yeah.
funny. I also thought about Brave. Then I thought, no. Okay.
All right, the final one. She warned him not to be deceived by appearances, for beauty is found within.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding. Well, that concludes our movie quote Disney edition. Melissa, I want to thank you for being on Book Hour and joining us today again. Before you go, tell viewers if you're writing more books or any other of your novels are going to be seen on the silver screen or big screen.
Well, we've been working on 29 Dates. Disney bought the rights to the movie. So hopefully that will be on your screen soon. And I'm working on the second Never After book. And I have a novel for the High School Musical, the series book coming out in May also. It's called The Road Trip. So that's really fun. Your favorite High School Musical characters go on a road trip and kind of bridges season 1 to season 2. Then the new Blue Blood series comes out next year.
Yay. Well, if viewers want to follow you on social media, where can they find you?
Melissa-delacruz.com, and on Twitter, Melissa Delacruz, and on Instagram, author Melissa Delacruz.
You heard Melissa. Go check her out now. All of her social media handles are in the description below. Melissa, thank you so much for being back on Book Hour. And for those watching, I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Carly. It's great to be here.